Alright guys, another day, another adventure. Just this is we're in, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Goiania. Goiania. It's in the capital, in the centre of Brazil, in Goiás. But yeah, I just woke up like half an hour ago and just did a quick workout, then ran to the, well, an hour ago, then I did a quick workout and just ran to the bus. Only just made it like within 5 minutes of my hotel. So just left my hotel room after 6 hours sleep. Well, not 6 hours, like 5 hours sleep. I was on a bus yesterday from Rio to here. I'm on my way to Fortaleza. This is the bus to Fortaleza now, but this was a bus that took 1 day from Sao Paulo to Goiania. You might be able to pronounce it. Can you see the sign? It's Goiania. Had to get the bus all the way here. So yeah, another day, another adventure. It's really cloudy. It's really sunny yesterday. But yeah, I always feel regret when leaving Rio de Janeiro because I miss the beach and the mountains, the sun, and especially when I meet cities like this. People seem a lot kind of downtrodden, like a bit miserable, a bit, you know, face to the ground kind of people. But I can't wait to get to Fortaleza because then have the beach again. But I always feel like returning to Rio de Janeiro. I think Rio de Janeiro might be my home. I think I might find my end game because Rio de Janeiro just has the best environment. Probably not the best people, but you know, nowhere can be perfect. Like I said in the other video, if any place was perfect, then you know, there's no such thing as a better place. Everyone's always looking for, oh, the grass is always green on the other side. I need to get to a better place, you know, and they don't improve from the inside, you know. But you should be grateful that if a place is hell, if a place is really pushing you to be your best, for you to be happy, then you should be grateful for that. Like in Manchester, it was just nothing but prison, especially for a young male who wanted adventure, you know, wanted in nature and adventure and the world, you know. It was like prison. It was just gym, training all the time. You know, no one speaks to you. The two words anyone says to you in Manchester is, "You're right, mate." That's all. That's the conversation I had for like years and years on end. It was just, "You're right, mate." That means hello in England, in Manchester. But yeah, but when you go to Rio, people come up to you and go, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, and pass you on the streets. The nice ones, anyway, the cool ones. But I'm in love with how adorable Brazilians are. But I can't wait to get to Fortaleza. Just have the beach. It's like Fortaleza. Fortaleza is like a chill version of Rio de Janeiro, but it doesn't have the mountains as the beaches, but it's not like it's really calm beaches, really flat, no adventure. But yeah, it has a few adventure spots, a few touristy spots. But yeah, when you get to cities like this, it just reminds me of England and stuff. The buildings, the grey sky. Even Sao Paulo. People love Sao Paulo, but every time I arrive there, I just feel a bit miserable. The people are great in Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo is like a huge city. I don't see much tourists these days in Rio de Janeiro because the people are kind of, Cariocas are really a bit racist against outsiders, which is understandable. It's like when I went to Saudi Arabia. They didn't like, it was paradise there. It was weird because I had the beach all to myself. It was paradise in the way that it was like heaven, just, you know, with no people, really peaceful. When I was teaching, I went on my lunch break and I had the beach all to myself, but there was also nothing to do there. I couldn't last a year there. It's like you're just put in heaven, you know. You see, when people picture heaven in the movies, and it's like if you're religious and believe in all that stuff. I'm always agnostic but open-minded, but who cares? No labels anyway, no labels, no limitations. I'm a man of no country, I'm a man of no numbers, no limitations, no labels, no flags. My flag is black. That's it. I have a black flag. No labels, no limitations, nothing. Yeah, my hotel was just down one of these streets. It's such a run, and it reminds me a bit of India. I was kind of, in Rio de Janeiro, I was kind of getting sick of it after a year. I realised how grateful I am now to have Rio de Janeiro. You kind of get spoiled when you come to places like this. You really have to push yourself. It's like back in Manchester, you know. It's back in Manchester, the people are miserable. You know, there's no weather, there's no nature, so you have to push yourself. Like I said, to be the best version of yourself, you have to escape. You know, people are trying to get away to the beach to get the beach body. You know, that typical mundane thing. But you know, I was trying to escape for good. You know, because I saw the people in the rat race all the time, and just ended up going back to square one and being miserable. And no one had the guts to leave for good, you know. no one had the strength. They were just too scared. But I realised the more uncomfortable I was, the more comfortable I became. You know, I really had to push myself. But yeah, everyone's different. I'm not saying I'm better. Everyone has their own goals, their own ambitions. But yeah, Goiania. I was excited to leave Rio, but now I'm kind of looking at these great kind of city places. Get down. Obviously, you know, Florianopolis isn't like this, and for north, Fortaleza has the like the buildings like that. No really tall, massive buildings, but it has the beach. The beach is more chill, more empty. In Rio de Janeiro, the beaches are more occupied, more intense. You can't relax at all, especially in Copacabana. You know, the touristy planned places. Good job I know the best places. I'll keep a secret because I don't want anyone ruining it. It's like with Saudi Arabia and here, they don't want foreigners ruining it. You don't want the white people ruining things, you know, which is understandable. It's understandable the bad reputation that Britain's got that I don't identify with, you know, especially when they got to Spain and stuff. But yeah, this is. So yeah, I was going to do a tour of this place because obviously I've done all around Brazil. If you check my videos, I've done Fortaleza, Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Curitiba, Belo Horizonte. I've done it, but I've not done right in the centre. This is right in the centre of Brazil. The only place I haven't done now is like up north near the Amazon, the northwest. But I've done northeast. Too bad you can't get really tall the city because I think that's where if any place is going to be nice in this place, it's going to be that place. Yeah, I finally got it clear after a faded video. But yeah, this reminds me a bit like the downtrodden places in Paraguay, because Paraguay is a bit poor. It's a bit poorer than Brazil. But I've obviously not been to the nicest places. Usually, if you arrive by bus in any place in South America, you always arrive in the miserable, poor place. So if you get on the bus and you get off and you think, oh god, this place is horrible, it's nothing like what I thought or what I saw on the internet. Yeah, you just need to walk into the centre and walk more into the centre, because it's like that. It's like that to every single place I've been in South America. Every single place has been really horrible as soon as I've gotten off the bus. But I had to walk. I used to hate it. Like even Rio de Janeiro, I got off Rio de Janeiro, I thought, oh god, I hate it. I just want to go back to Buenos Aires. But you just have to get off and you have to walk maybe 1.5 miles or maybe even 2 miles and just find the nice places. Yeah, richer kind of places. This reminds me of the poor place in Paraguay here, or the poor places in Argentina. Really dusty, kind of dirty. I'm sure they overpriced me for a hotel. It cost 90 reals for a hotel. So yeah, the truth about Brazil is I'll do a video when I'm in Fortaleza about the truth about Brazil and Brazilians. Many people think, oh, Brazil is everyone's really warm, it's really nice, and it's true, but you get everyone's different, everyone has their own agendas. I found like things are changing a lot as well. Like people, like usually people who come for guys or girls, they want to meet nice guys, and people want to meet nice Brazilian guys, nice Brazilian girls. Things change over time. Brazil has changed, I think, since the Olympics. It's become a lot more ignorant towards, arrogant towards foreigners. Even the name gringos, you shouldn't give a label to anyone outside who's an outsider, because it just makes you sound like you're not judging them as an individual. And I think that has a psychological effect on their brain. You know, once you call someone a label, either fat, skinny, ugly, pretty, or you know, if you give them a label as soon as you see them, rather than judging them by the name, then all you do is judge them by that label. It's like in Rio de Janeiro, you get called gringo all the time, and no one would judge you as a human being. No one would judge you as, you know, needs as a human being. They'll just judge you as a gringo, and it's their own fault. And I don't give a shit, because they're in their own prison. I can go anywhere, anytime. I can leave anytime and go to Miami or anywhere, anytime. After I've done all the things I want to do, all my adventures. So yeah, I don't get angry. I mean, first it used to get me angry, but now I realise, they don't have the luxuries I have. They're stuck here, so fucking, you know, people who judge that in that ignorant way by labels. But then you have the nice, you do have the nice, adorable people Brazilians, I'm on about the real Brazilians, the real spirit Brazilians, the real camels, like Silva, the MMA fighter, Anderson Silva. He is a real Brazilian spirit. He is so warm and open and truthful and real. He realized the real aspects of life and death. Damn, I hope this bus is going, because I wanted to give you a tour of the place, because I didn't have time to walk around this place. But yeah, this is going to be a 2-day bus ride. Damn, 2-day bus ride. The last one took a day, and I was just already sick of it. So I had to have a hotel, and I had to have a shower, because these coaches drive me crazy. But I do them because it's a good way to see all of the country. That you actually travel. But yeah, when I was so yeah, when like people in Belo Horizonte and Minas Gerais, they are the sweetest, adorable people in the world. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in a strong way, because like usually the most sweetest, adorable, realest people are the strongest ones, because they're not scared to show their real self, you know. Usually the fake ones, usually ones that come across as tough, usually are the weak ones, because they're trying to always put on an act, trying to always act tough. Yeah, Minas Gerais and the people from Belém, they're just so sweet. Like they show you the real emotions and have fun with it. But I'm not on about like crying in front of you, but they do cry. Like I met a girl from Brazil in Belém. She said she cried one time. It was just so sweet the way she admitted that. I was like, oh. It's just like giant teddy bear. I'm just so in love with the Brazilian spirit. I think that's why I've been in Brazil so long. The real Brazilian spirit. Just how open and warm they are and truthful they are. Like if you say something that's weird, you know, if you're just being your real self, if I came and said, oh, Brazilians so cute, it's so weird, they would just laugh and laugh. And obviously Brazilians, when they laugh, that means they feel awkward, because they laugh at everything. They laugh when they feel awkward, they laugh at everything. But the downside about Brazilians, they do laugh, like they do laugh all the time. They talk and talk and talk. They always drink a lot of coffee. So if you're trying to get a good night's sleep and someone's talking and shouting in the room next to you, they won't stop talking and shouting, no matter, even if you shout and scream, you know. So if you, one downside is, and the good side is at the same time, is that they don't stop talking, they don't stop laughing, they don't stop. And they talk. It's like Argentinians talk a lot. They can sit down and have mate and food, and they can talk and talk and talk. I'm more of a keep quiet and do action and keep my head down. I believe that talking wastes time, you know. I like to get up and do and go to the beach and go climbing, do adventures or accomplish dreams or something. They do that as well, obviously. I'm not summing them up, I'm not saying, oh, they don't accomplish dreams or anything. Obviously that's really ignorant. But yeah, but they do have a lot of time to talk and family and stuff. And but yeah, you do get a bit of the ignorant people and the best people in the world as well in Brazil, the most adorable people in the world. I mean, the best people in Brazil I talk about, the most adorable people from Minas Gerais and Curitiba and Belém, those parts in Brazil, and even in Sao Paulo, in the sense of Sao Paulo, the real Paulistas, like Anderson Silva from Curitiba and Sao Paulo. Those are the best kind of people, the most sweetest. Like they can hug you and greet you and just talk about anything. You can, like even I met this guy on Subway and we played guitar. And we just talked about everything and anything. You can talk about anything to them. And, Argentinians and other Latinos around South America, you can't really do that with the majority of them. Obviously everyone's different, but the majority of the nice Brazilians, the majority, I'm not talking about nice, I mean the real strong Brazilians, because if you say nice, it's a bit of an insult. So, oh, you're a nice guy. I don't mean nice like that, I mean nice like real strong, real honest, real truthful Brazilians. They're the best in the world. Along with Filipinos are really like that as well. But if you go to Rio de Janeiro and you're expecting that kind of everyone to be the best kind of Brazilians, no, you've got to have a downside. You've got to have a downside if you're going to, stretching my legs. You've got to have a downside if you're going to Rio de Janeiro, because otherwise it would be perfect and everyone would be going there and it would be ruined and spoilt by tourists and spoilt people. But yeah, if you're going to Rio de Janeiro, you've got to expect to be treated a bit badly in some places, especially the poor places. Even if you're going to walk down, don't go wandering in Rio de Janeiro ever on your own, because you could end up dead. If you go wandering in the wrong place, you can end up in a favela easily, end up dead. Never go wandering where you don't know where the area is. you've got to have a downside. And people from Paraguay, they're next door. They're kind of in between Brazilians and Argentinians. So yeah, Paraguay, in between Argentina and Brazil. So you expect a kind of mix of the Brazilian spirit and the Argentinian spirit. The coldness and the coldness of Argentinians mixed with the warmth of the Brazilians. It's a bit of a mix. It's a bit warm. I'm on about the majority, the best people there, the real spirit of the country. Like when I talk about the nice Brazilians, well, not nice. That's what I've talked about that. The strong, real Brazilians. I'm on about the the people that make up the real spirit. I'm not on about the homeless karaokers or the people who are on drugs and stuff trying to steal from you, because you do get that all the time. I give to some poor people in Rio de Janeiro, but obviously you do find the ones that are rich. If he looks overfed and he's got nice clothes, I don't give money to him. But if they look really hungry and starving, I'd obviously give money to them, because there are people out there who just rob from gringos. A gringo goes in the sea, and they just rob the bag, and they get like, £500, $500, worth of stuff in the bag, which I had robbed off my own time. I went for a dip in the sea, and the place is crowded, so I thought people watching my bag. Obviously, the people that were watching my bag were robbers. So yeah, never go on the beach, and they robbed like £200 worth of stuff. But it was okay, I didn't take all the money, I left some in my hotel, so I had like half and half. So I wasn't completely in the dumps, so I was okay. But yeah, don't, so yeah, when I talk about the best Brazilians, the strong, real, warm Brazilians, I'm on about the people who just melt your heart. I don't know what it is, like when I see their eyes and the warmth, they're just so real. Like people in England and America, they care too much about bullshit, about followers, this, I need this, I can't speak to that person because he doesn't have 12,000 followers, no matter what, even if the person has no skills, no ambition, no qualities in real life that is valuable in real life that get them by. They say, I can't talk to him because he doesn't have this much money, he doesn't have that much followers. If you're from Brazil, you'll have like the most beautiful people just coming up to you and speaking to you and being so warm, right next to you, and you don't feel the fear, you don't feel like agitation and stress, that other places feel. When someone approaches you, especially, that's why England and America's gone down the toilet, because it's just reached a boiling point. It's like one of the great philosophers said, you reach a point of prosperity, and then it's a downward spiral from there. I think it was Edison, and it's like any place, you reach a point of being spoiled, and then it's all downhill from there. I mean, America's that way, and England's in that way, in the sense that there's no trust, there's all paranoia, and obviously stress is the biggest killer of anything. You have stress about bullshit that doesn't even matter, you're obviously going to cause a downfall. And in health, because health is everything, health is the root of everything. Everything comes from that, from the source of life. But yeah, this is really, those buildings might be nice. It reminds me of the rough parts of Paraguay, Peru. Yeah, the poor places in Paraguay. But yes, and you do obviously get people who are too proud in South America. But if you get the real strong, beautiful Brazilians, they're like 1 in a million people. They're kind of people like you just go to sleep at night and you just think about them and look at their eyes, and you just feel, oh my god, you're so adorable, you're so cute, just so, you just want to cuddle up to them like the most warmest, realest, adorable people, teddy bears in the world. I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in like a strong way, because they're really happy. They're happy with the real, those kind of Brazilians, the real Brazilians have the real soul. They don't have any they don't have any qualms about bullshit, about most people in America and England who are killing themselves over stress, because you see them aging in America, like they age like overnight, That's because of the stress of BS of I need this many followers, I wonder why I'm not fulfilled because I follow the rules of society and all this kind of stuff. Obviously, and in Brazil there are rules, there are more real rules than probably in England and America. Like it does feel a bit like Nazi Germany. You do feel like a bit like a cog in a machine, but But obviously I have the nature here. I have the nature in the mountains. I went on a day with an Italian and said, oh God, there's so many rules in Brazil. It's unbelievable. There's too many rules. Like, it feels like Nazi Germany. You do get that in some places. It's kind of like, stand here, do this, go in this line, do this, no, do this in this line, and you always have police watching you everywhere. Sometimes military police with huge assault rifles just looking at you, and you're in just a guy just trying to get, just going about his daily business, going to the gym or going on adventures. You do get that. But obviously having the adventures in Rio de Janeiro in the mountains and feeling like Tarzan and accomplishing dreams and just that relieves it. Obviously having your feet touch the ground, which is known to cure a lot of things. Having your feet touch the beach, the sea, the nature. But even sometimes I don't feel like work training. If I go to the beach and just have my feet touch the sand and the grass and the sea and the mountains, that heals more than you can imagine. That's another that gives you, affects your nervous system in the best way, and obviously that affects your rest of the health. So yeah, you gotta do that once in a while, probably weekly, every week. I suggest that. Have your feet touch the grass anywhere, the sand, and that's why they're just so calm and so relaxed, Brazilians. I mean, Brazilians in Rio de Janeiro, it's not a good place to date because there's so much to do. There's so much nightlife. Not nightlife, adventures. I'm kind of glad there's no dating life. I've not had one girlfriend in Rio de Janeiro, and I'm kind of glad for that because I'm not really attracted to Brazilians sexually. I'm more like the Europeans, Argentinians. It's just too bad that I don't like a lot of them, the Argentinians, emotionally and spiritually, because a lot of them are very ignorant, which is understandable because they have this kind of life, they have this kind of downtrodden city life. Obviously the environment makes you who you are if you're not strong. Like famous philosopher once said, I don't want to be a product of my environment, I want my environment to be a product of me. Those are words by a philosopher, and strong people follow those words who follow the fire within and make the environment their own so they can live a happy life. But a lot of people, the majority, 90%, maybe 99%, are just slaves to the environment. They just go around waving their flags because they've got nothing else to be proud of. And you do get that a lot in South America more than anywhere else. But that's why I said about the Filipinos before, the Filipinos. They're not really fascist. They love, they're very open to anyone. Cariocas are too fascist. They're too, waving the flags all around and saying, oh, Brazil, Carioca, you're the best. You're English, no, you're rubbish, Even though, I've lived in tons of different countries more than I have in England, around the world. So yeah, you do get those kind of people. But yeah, like I said, that's why people in obviously the nice Cariocas, the strong ones. The strong, real Cariocas, real relaxed, really chill. Like I speak to girls online and say, oh, do you want to meet up and do this? And say, yes, meet up, let's do this. And they say, I will try, which is a nice way of putting it. That I have such a great life in Rio de Janeiro that I enjoy just chilling and relaxing. I don't feel any need heading down the stress and getting the stress of going to a hotel room and meeting up with a person, In other places in South America, you do get that, like Cusco, and where there's no adventure, where there's a lot of adventure. Cusco, I don't know what I'm saying that for, but in other places where there's not much to do, but you do as well have the good people of the environment. If you go to places where there's not much to do and it's really downtrodden like this kind of area, you won't find any dating in life because people are just too downtrodden, and they're too focused on becoming something, to making themselves get out of this place. That's like I was in Manchester. I was just training all the time. I just wanted to get out of a prison. I wanted to have freedom and nature. And you feel it, attraction. Like you see pictures of the waterfalls and the growing grass, and you're in like a miserable place like this. You feel it pulling you, and there's a reason for that, because we're not supposed to live like this. This is a death trap. The way we're not supposed to live in cages, in boxes. I'm not talking about this. I'm on about all around the world. Russia, England, America. People wonder why they're miserable. They think they're not miserable. They think, oh, I'm happy, I have my Burger King, I have a pizza, I have my Netflix. No, they are. I mean, Canberra's, I mean, I've been there as well. So and I've seen both sides. But you have real peace. But it's not bad. I'm not saying that's all bad. There's always a bad with the good. Because if you're in a place like this, like I said, you have to push yourself. You have to get up. You have to go to the gym. You have to push yourself more than ever. And a lot of time in Rio de Janeiro, I've been too lazy. I've just been lying back thinking, I've got the beach, I've got the Netflix, I've got pizza here, I've got everything. I don't need to try hard for anything. You know, what's my next goal? You know, I could just lay here and just enjoy the fruits for the rest of my life for the next 50 years. That's dangerous. You want to watch out for that because well, it's not dangerous that bad. It's comfortable, especially if you worked hard for it. But yeah, so I do enjoy that for like a day or weekend. Then I get up and go. I'm kind of going to go up and go now. I've spent a few months in Rio de Janeiro and now I'm travelling, and this has really pushed me because you're on the road again. You're not in your hotel room and secluded off. It's and having the peace of no one, you're not being bothered by people. I hear my people all around me. On this bus is alright. This bus is kind of empty. The last one, people all around me, and I was at there's no rest. And you have to. It wakes yourself up to what people think of you, and you need that every now and then. And it's kind of best to do that way because you have to push yourself. Because you haven't got the spoils and the comforts of just being on your own, enjoying PlayStation, a big TV, which is good now and then, but for long term, you need to push yourself to achieve happiness, to achieve your goals. You always need to push yourself. That's why a lot of girls are miserable, because they don't, like in the other videos, they don't push themselves. They're very in America and England, they have the Netflix. If they want sex, they just go on Tinder, you know, message any one of the 100 guys that have messaged them. They come over, get pregnant, you know, that's it. Get pregnant early, and they never achieve their potential. They never fight through blood, sweat and tears. A lot of them don't anyway, and that's why they're never happy, because they never achieve their potential, which is the root of all happiness, the root of all success, and the root of all fulfillment in real life, either sexually, emotionally, financially, spiritually, in every single way, achieving your dreams. And then when you fulfill your potential, that's when you attract everything comes to you. And people wonder why they're miserable in America and England, because they don't attract that, they don't fulfill their potential. They just have everything given to them on their lap. They're just born, reach the age of 5, you know, hey, oh, here's a phone, son, have this, and here's a phone, daughter, and they just get everything given to them because they have a phone, you know. Then when they reach their 18, that's when everything is just given to them. They don't need to try hard for anything ever again. Especially if they're good looking, that's it. It's usually sometimes, in most cases, it's game over, and they don't achieve their potential. But a lot of places like this in Brazil, you do have a lot of the guys are pretty, like you say, like in Rio de Janeiro, always grabbing you. So you always have dangerous environments. You always have to push yourself. So that's why you see a lot of people online. People online, if you feel from England, you see Brazilians, you're like, oh God, they're beautiful. No, you come here and you see it's just the same as England. You have the same ratio of beautiful and ugly people all the time, which obviously looks mean nothing, because obviously you can push yourself and you can achieve your potential. But usually people judge by that online. I think we've got a traffic jam here. This is what we usually get in Brazil. You usually have like 5 days of sun, of great sun, and then you have like 2 days of complete rain. It's rain, but real rain. In Brazil you get like Amazon rain and thunderstorms. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. I've got a long bus ride. I'm gonna see how many push-ups I can do in 2 days. I'm gonna try and break a world record. I've just got nothing else to do but watch Tiger King and play some guitar, learn some more songs on my guitar, because I hate these long coach rides. But I've had enough adventures in Brazil, so I've had enough adventures in Rio de Janeiro, so now I can spend, so before I get on these, before I always get on a long coach ride like this, or a long flight or anything, I always make sure I have enough adventure before I go on a long flight, so I can finally rest. I can enjoy the rest. So it's like if you usually work out every day before I go on a long place like this, so I can rest, and I still do some training, do some push-ups there, and see how many I can do in 2 days. Because I can't just relax, there's nothing else to do. But yeah, that's the truth about Brazil and Brazilians and travelling around the world. But like the best people, like I said, the strongest people in Belo Horizonte and Curitiba, they just have my heart and soul. They're just like the best of the best. The best of the best. This guy's a really good guy. He's speaking English to me. You never find that. You never find anyone speaking to you in English. But yeah, they're the best of the best. Like Minas Gerais, Curitiba, it's so sweet and so adorable.